All right. So, for those of you tuning into the replay, we're going to have a conversation that I titled, Why Not You? And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Pull this up all nice and big. Why not you? How much time we got? I got 40 minutes to deliver this. It should be enough time. No idea how long it's going to take me to deliver this, but I think we'll be good. All right. Why not you? Let's have this conversation. This is going to be interactive, so I want to see in the chat. I want you guys interacting with me. What did you come here for? What brought you here? What did you want? None of you came here because you were independently wealthy and bored. You wanted something. I want you to remember for a second what that was, and I want you to hit me in the comments with it. I want to read some of these as they're coming in. Trinity, financial freedom. Freedom to say yes to things. Options opening up that weren't available otherwise. Christine, same thing. Financial freedom and time for family. Gina wasn't going to get rich without Amber. Nope, she was not. Jenny, freedom. Gina, tacos. All the tacos, Gina. I'm into it. Ariel Smith wanted more time with family. I get it. Lenthal, to make something meaningful. Let's go. All caps, Fletch, to make money. I'll tell you what, I didn't come here to volunteer. If I was going to volunteer my time, I'd be doing something else. Financial freedom and time with my family. Financial leverage, a way to get ahead and fix things. A lot of money. Let's go, Ace. Money that I could control, Deanna. Make a better life, location freedom, ability to travel the world, financial freedom, financial freedom, financial freedom, time freedom. I want it all, Autumn. Let's go get it, Autumn. Why not you? Why not you? All right, let me ask you a simple yes or no. With all of you that put down your goals, have you achieved that level of success before? A lot of no's, some yeses. Okay, mostly no. Not yet, not yet. I see it. Success, not freedom, Jordan. I get that. Those are different things. What evidence are you leaning on to believe you even have what it takes to get that goal? Because I'm going to tell you, and those of you that have been here a while, you know the hardest part of this game is the game in the 6 inches between your ears. So much of the trouble of this game, that's the biggest challenge you have. And so when you're unsure of yourself and you're coming here and you got big goals, but you're bringing your insecurities, your self-doubt, your limiting beliefs, your history, the fact that you've never done anything like this, or if you're like me and you came here and you quit and then you came back, you're not only coming back here wondering if this is going to work for you, you're pretty sure it's not going to work for you because you've already done this once and failed. There's failure on my record. I want to see this. What evidence are you leaning on? Because your brain is not dumb. Your brain wants evidence. Your brain wants to believe that you're going to achieve your goal. It desperately wants to believe you're going to achieve your goal, but it is also desperate for you to give it some evidence so it can lean on. Deanna says, my upline, borrowing belief, that can work for a season. Barbara, none. That's as honest as it gets. The success of others, Kim, that lasts for a season. Doesn't last forever. At some point, you're going to have to start proving it to yourself. Ariel, my leader, is a lot of borrowing belief. Belief in myself and the game. Roro, I see you. No evidence. It's belief and faith, Fletcher. That's as real as it gets, too. You know you can do this, Kim. Good. Seeing the numbers move, but it took a lot of faith and belief in yourself and your upline. Staying dialed into everything, going on the groups, asking every single question I can to better understand. I know I'm in one of those text threads with you, Lindsay. The proof's in front of you. Yeah, it's a lot of borrowing belief, JT. It's a lot of borrowing belief. Gina, I'm competitive with myself, so I know I can and will. Tenacity, Autumn. I know this is doable, Deanna. I'm optimistically Delulu, Amber. I've watched agents have 30K months for 3 years. If they can do it, I can do it. Failure's not an option. Can I tell you guys one of the things I told myself? I'd look around and I'd be like, man, there are people dumber and lazier than me that are winning. It is not a question of whether or not I can. I will out hustle anybody. I will outwork anybody. If they can do it, I can do it. I just have to figure out how. And I'm facing the time pressure of needing to figure out how before I run out of money. That's real. It's as real as it was for me. What goes through your mind when you see leaderboards and you hear success stories? I find people go one of two directions. Sometimes they go both directions at the same time and they have to wrestle with it. Sometimes it's, man, that's possible. Other times it's, well, that's good for them. Who's Kevin Martin? 54 apps in a month. Who the F is Kevin Martin? I can't get 5 apps in a month. Who's Kevin Martin? Good for Kevin, but I got double middle fingers coming at Kevin. Like, some of y'all, like, I had a very unhealthy relationship with leaderboards for a while, if I can be real, if I can be honest for a second. It took me a long time to look at someone like Kevin Martin in his first 4 months. It took me a long time to be able to look at someone like that and be like, man, that's possible. Let's go. For a lot of me, it was like, Kevin Martin can get his tires slashed. I'm not saying I'm the one that's going to do it, but like, I'm not going to say I'd be upset if it happened. like, like, can we be real for a second? What goes on in your mind? And sometimes it's both of those. Sometimes it's the bad, aggressive, competitive thoughts, but then you check it with like, oh no, I'm supposed to be nice. And I know the mature version of me is going to appreciate this. And you're wrestling with that. What goes on in your mind when you see people earning trips and making in a month what you'd be happy to make in a year? Do you see that and think, if they can do it, I can do it? Or do you see that and say, good for them? Must be nice. Sitting cushy in their $1 million houses while you're grinding on the phones. These people, who are these people? Do you see successes for you? Have you wrapped your mind around the fact that good things are for you? Have you wrapped your mind around it? Because so many of us come here. We come here because we want something. And usually we're at the end of our rope. We've just gotten beat up. We see that the trajectory we're on isn't going to get us where we want to go. We feel behind. We feel like everyone else our age. And I don't know if I'm speaking to someone right now, but I came back here after failing at 40 years old with no backup plan, feeling like all of my friends who are 40 were well established in their careers. One of my best friends is an orthopedic surgeon in New York, owns this whole practice, has taken over freaking Brooklyn as like the hip replacement specialist. And here I am at 40, like, I'm not going to pay my mortgage if I don't figure out how to sell stuff. How did those paths diverge so far? Felt like I did everything right. I went to college, got a job. A lot of us come here feeling behind, feeling like we're not the type of people that earn things. We're not the type of people that win things. That big money, that's not for us. The nice stuff, that's not for us. The financial freedom that we're desperate for, if we're honest with ourselves, that's a dream, not a goal. If we're honest with ourselves, that's a thing that we would love to have, but we have no evidence that we can really do it. And so we're going to say that's our goal, but in reality, that's our dream. And we don't even know or believe or think that we've got what it takes to go get that. It's great for them. But what about you? What's in it for you? When is big money for you? When is multiple 5 figures in a month for you and not just for other people? When are carrier trips for you? We've got Symmetry exclusive trips. Americo going to Los Cabos. That started September 1. It's running through February. SBLI is going to Ireland. Killarney and Kildare. American Amicable is taking us to Croatia. Banner's taking us to a private island in Hawaii. Four Seasons private jet's going to fly you there. Symmetry agents are going on these trips, guys. Why not you? Why not you? And I say Symmetry exclusive. Here's why. Because Americo, they have an Americo trip, and the top agents that sell for Americo, they take on trips. Symmetry said, we're cooler than all those other guys. We want our own trip. And Americo said, yeah, you do a lot of business with us. That's cool. We're going to do one just for Symmetry. You're not competing with anyone else but in-house. What are you going for? Why are these trips for you? Or are they just for other people? They're sitting on HQ. You can go to HQ right now. You can click on contests. You can see all of the trips. How many of you, realistically, put a 2 in the comments, if you've scrolled through those trips and actually thought that would be really cool to get that? When is that for you? When is that actually a plan? Not just a dream that would be nice if, like you're scratching a lotto ticket and hoping to win. When is that for you? Like it's a goal that you're systematically approaching, checking off, doing the right things and hitting. When is it for you? When does your dream become a goal that depends on more than just luck in the lotto? Because that's how a lot of you treat your dream. So what you call it a goal, but it's a dream that depends on luck and lotto. When does that change? When does that become a goal that has a strategy attached to it? What are you willing to sacrifice for your goal? That goal, a lot of you put it in the comments. You put your goal. You came here for a reason. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to hit that goal? Because here's what happens. You're either going to fix your goal and do whatever it takes to get that goal, or you're going to say, I'm only willing to sacrifice this much, and then you're just going to get what you get with that level of sacrifice. A lot of you have not fixed your goal and said, I'm going to get here, and then whatever the sacrifice is, it's going to be what it's going to be, but I'm getting here. Most of you haven't done that. A lot of you have instead, you're operating like, well, I'm only willing, I can only do this much. So then so I hope this is enough. And if it isn't, then it's never going to be enough. You're going to fix one or the other. You're going to fix your goal and do what it takes to get your goal, or you're going to fix what you're willing to sacrifice, and then you're just going to get what you're going to get. You pick. Some of you say, I'm going to fix my goal and I'm willing to do anything, but then you run a business that doesn't look like you're willing to do anything. You run a business that looks like it's the 18th priority. Oh no, you're going to get your goal with that. Am I being too honest? I can be less honest. Am I going to be less honest? You can do this. It's just pick up the phone and dial. You can do that. I could be less honest. I don't like it. In fact, I even give that guy a voice. Yeah, that guy even has a voice I don't like. If you want to hit your goal, you need to become a life insurance agent. I want you to hear me. Not work as an agent, not moonlight as an agent, not side hustle as an agent, not hobby as an agent. You need to become a life insurance agent. Your goal depends on it. So go leverage this as the vehicle to get there. That means thinking like a life insurance agent, not thinking like the version of you before where this is just something else you do. You learn to think like a life insurance agent. What does a life insurance think like? They think about protecting families. That's how they think. Even when they're not doing it, they're thinking it, they're strategizing it, they're troubleshooting it, they're running their last appointment over in their head, wondering what they could have done differently. I'm going to be so honest with you. The goal is not getting good at leads. Some of y'all missed the goal. You forgot what the goal was. You got distracted and said, I have to get good at leads. That was never the goal. That's just a resource to help you with the goal. The goal is not understanding all of the products we sell. It makes sense. If you want to sell this stuff, you got to know what you're selling. So why don't you dive in and learn everything you're selling? Nope. It's just a resource to help you with the goal. That is not the goal. The goal is not having good relationships with the insurance companies. It's not the goal. It's just a resource to help you with the goal. The goal is protecting families. That is it. That is the goal. The goal is protecting families. Everything else is a resource to help you do one thing. Don't forget the one thing. The goal is just protecting families. It's not just the families of leads or referrals. What about the families you know? What about your family? What about your friends' families? What about any family? What about anyone? Some of y'all are so caught up in working leads, you forgot that your goal is just to go help families. So go find some families to help. You have everything you need. You have a state license, you've got a product portfolio, and you've got a phone. What more do you need? You want to be a millionaire a year from now? Go be a millionaire a year from now. You have a license, you have a product portfolio, and you have a phone. Can I give it to you any more clearly? You have a license, you have a product portfolio, and you have a phone. The only reason you are not already a millionaire with those tools in your tool belt is because you've gotten distracted. I'm too honest tonight. Amber, how many times have you told me after a really good week where you've got a lot of deposits that you beat yourself up because freaking A, at any moment you know you could go make 20 grand in a month. So why aren't you doing it unless you have to? It's so annoying because you can just go make 20 grand in a month. You have a phone, you have a license, you have a product portfolio. What more do you need? There are people off the street, if they were given a license, a product portfolio, and a phone, they would be millionaires in a year. Some of y'all working like you want to be a dozenaire in a year. A dozenaire is not very exciting. I don't know about you. I ain't here to make dozens of dollars. Put a 3 in the comments if you ain't here to make dozens of dollars either. I ain't here for dozens of dollars. Some of y'all working like you're here for dozens of dollars. Have you watched that? Put a 4 in the comments if you watched the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. One of my favorites. Watching The Hunger, The Drive, The Grit. Tell me you couldn't give that guy a license, a phone, and a product portfolio. Tell me he wouldn't go make $1 million. Some of y'all so caught up in leads are expensive. Don't use them. Go knock on doors. Go hustle. Take ownership. It's your business. I don't care where your business comes from. I don't care. No one cares. Go find business. What do new real estate agents do? Real estate agent leads are dumb expensive. They can be hundreds of dollars for a single name. Real estate agents, the very first thing they do, they introduce themselves to all of their friends and family as a real estate agent. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, I can help you. Yeah, so can 50 other people, Susan. But they introduce themselves to their friends and family. They go hustle for business. They don't care where business comes from. It's not like, oh, if it's not leads, it doesn't count. There's not a real estate agent in the world that thinks that. They're happy to put their sign in front of any house for sale. It don't matter. What do new Etsy owners do? They introduce themselves to their friends and family and say, hey, I'm doing this. What do new restaurant owners do? Hey, I'm doing this. They invite everybody they know to their grand opening. What do new life insurance agents do? Apparently none of that. New life insurance agents take $75 that they found in between the cushions of their couch and what they were able to steal out of their kids' piggy bank. They buy 15 leads and they tell themselves, if I don't close 5 of these, then this doesn't work. And they do it for about 30 days and quit. What'd you come here for? Thought you came here to change your life. I thought you came here for financial freedom, and the only thing you're willing to sacrifice is 75 bucks and 50 dials? Changing your life is only worth that level of sacrifice? Like, let's be honest and align these a little better.
Oh,
I quit. I quit. You guys know this. I came here, I lasted 4 months, I sold 3 policies, and I quit. I came back knowing I suck at this. And it was going to take a while to learn. I didn't have a while. I had 6 months of money in my savings account. I had a family of 5 to feed. I had a stay-at-home wife. I did not have the luxury of seeing if this was going to work. This had to work. My back was against the wall. I was not waiting till I was good at leads. I knew I wasn't going to be good at leads, and they were going to cost me money. I couldn't afford to spend money I didn't have on leads I wasn't going to get good at for a long time. I couldn't afford to keep buying leads, dialing, and going broke. I couldn't afford that. Who can afford that? Some people can afford that. That was good for them. That was not my story. I couldn't afford that. So what did I have to do? I had to hustle. Good old-fashioned American work ethic hustle. I had to figure it out. I let my warm market fund my learning curve. Hear me. I knew I wasn't going to be good at leads. I knew. I'd already tried it. I also knew my warm market was going to run out, so I had to get good at leads, but I let my warm market fund my learning curve. I reached out to everyone I knew to reintroduce myself as a life insurance agent. Every single person, systematically. Not hope, not a prayer, not a scratch off lotto ticket. I would make 50 dials to leads, and I would send 50 voice messages to contacts in my phones. 50 dials to leads, 50 voice messages to contacts in my phone. That was my workflow. I introduced myself to everybody I knew as a life insurance broker. Why? Because everyone I knew didn't know me as a life insurance broker. They knew me as something else. They knew me from the pickleball courts or from church or from other companies or phases of my life, college, high school. They did not know me as a life insurance broker. I took responsibility to introduce myself to them as a life insurance broker. It sounded like this. Screenshot it. Make it sound like yours. Hey Jeff, I hope you're doing awesome, man. Look, I'm just reaching out to reintroduce myself to friends, family, my network as a life insurance broker. This is a new profession for me and one that I'm really excited about for a lot of reasons. I'm contracted with the best companies in the country. So if you happen to be in the market for life insurance, I'd be happy to run quotes for free. If you know anyone in the market, I'd be honored if you introduce me. Again, I hope you're doing awesome. I look forward to connecting soon. Does that sound pushy? Does that sound salesy? Does it sound like it's going to put people off? No, it's a simple introduction. Jeff doesn't know me from life insurance sales. He knows me from something else. And you know what? I happen to think that if Jeff knew I was in life insurance sales and he happened to be in the market, I happen to think Jeff would want to buy from me instead of someone he didn't know. But he wasn't going to buy from me if he didn't know I was doing this. That was on me. Screenshot that, make it your own. Look at this. Look at this is a Facebook post, January 6, 2022. I want you to see this. Introducing Jim Larsen, life insurance agent. The only thing you'll purchase that you hope to never use for so many reasons, both personal and professional. I could not be more excited for this opportunity to offer a sense of security in this season and those to come. January 6, 2022. Brand new, fresh and back. Game on. Can I tell you, the state didn't even print out a license. I made that on Canva. Virginia State, just I had an NPN number. I had to look up what my NPN number was. So I put my NPN number on this piece of paper I made on Canva. I printed it out so I would have something to pose with. That's not even a real license. So much less money, Tara. The fear that I had when I took that picture, the fear, straight fear. January 10th, what are we? 4 days later. First week in insurance, making calls. I had a headset back in those days. I honestly love having a business where I can help friends and family, but I don't depend on friends and family. Buy leads, make calls, set appointments, protect people. Simple. Simple. It wasn't simple. It was actually hard, but I made it sound and look fun and simple. January 20th, like 2 weeks into this thing. I've been guilty of thinking this way several times in my life. We all wish we had jumped at stuff earlier, gone to med school in our 20s, bought Bitcoin in 2018, even though it was 15K, stayed in that relationship or ended the relationship, said yes to that business, committed to the gym like we said we were going to. But what are you doing now? Stop wishing you had done in the past and start doing things your future self will be proud of. I'm 40 and pulling a hard left turn to a brand new career. There are a ton of reasons this is super scary and not just a few people wondering if it's smart. I was one of those wondering if it was smart. You know who's not questioning it? The people who are used to making moves and rolling with punches. The only people who would judge you for taking action are the people who aren't taking action but secretly wish they were. Stop putting off stuff you want to do. You only have one life and you're not getting younger. January 2020. This is month one. January 21st, the next day. Apparently, I hit some promotion to seasoned new agent. I was congratulated. I didn't even know what I did. I was just out there finding people who needed life insurance, working in sales. As long as I have, I've learned to fall in love with the process, not the results. I'm sure I'll hit tons of promotions. I expect to make a lot of money, but day in and day out, I'm just falling in love with helping families get protected, and the dust of promotions will fall where it falls. SNA, seasoned new agent. Seasoned new agent means I wrote 6 apps in my first 6 months. February 18th, 2022. I was a month in business, 1 month. Growing up, my mom had crocheted this wall hanging that said, "Please be patient. God isn't finished with me yet." I've taken that truth throughout my life and allowed myself grace to learn and try and fail and get back up. At 40, I'm still not done. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I need to be. And at times when I look at my kids, it terrifies me. They still need me. Their mom needs me. They depend on me. I have a responsibility to them. And if something happens to me and they're left on their own, I haven't put enough in the bank to cover that. I needed insurance for them. And that haunting is a big reason I sell it now. A lot of us aren't ready to go. Life insurance protects us so we can be patient and grow and get our ducks in a row. We're not finished yet, and that's okay. It's what insurance is here for. You see how I navigated that and made it so simple and fit my life? I didn't interrupt Jim's regularly scheduled life to give you this post sponsored by this new insurance company he's doing. Don't worry, we'll get right back to posting about his life right after these messages. It was my life. It is my life. I wasn't selling life insurance. I was becoming a life insurance agent. Do you see that difference? I was learning. I'm a month in and I'm learning to think like a life insurance agent. I'm learning to think like this. I'm learning to see it everywhere. April 20. So this is January, February, March, April. I'm 3 months in. And guess what? I'm scared. I'm pulling out of savings to pay bills. Introducing for the first time in 7 years, Sonia Beth Larsen, RNBSN. This woman has worn so many hats, but for the last 7 years, she has held down the fort at home. Today, she dusted off her stethoscope, slipped on her scrubs, and restarted her professional life. She found the perfect job. No nights, no weekends, no holidays, and she's only working as needed, but our family is so grateful for her and how hard she works and how well she loves. Cheers, babe. You're a hot nurse. You want to know why she went back to work? Because I was scared as hell that I wasn't going to make this work. I had a conversation with her and I was just like, babe, I'm going to do everything in my power. I will break myself over this. But I might need some help for a little bit. I might need some steady money coming in here for a little bit. She didn't want to go back to work. But I wasn't good at this. I needed help, and I wasn't afraid to ask for help. That was a painful post to write. It felt like a failure. It felt like I wasn't providing. It felt like I wasn't good at this. It felt like I was failing again. April 8th. What was the next day? 4 days later. I found a professional home and life insurance that's so amazing for so many reasons. As long as I've been in sales, it's the most brilliant business structure I've ever seen. Work from home, not confined to any geographic area, selling a product that really matters. It costs clients nothing to work with me. I work with 24 of the biggest insurance companies, high active commission, high passive commission, leads. I spent 4 months now digging in, reading, learning, selling, and I truly don't believe there's a better opportunity out there. Real estate confines you to a specific geographic location and doesn't really offer passive income. Network marketing doesn't offer leads and doesn't pay a high active commission. Starting your own business requires a ton of capital and a great business plan. Don't get me wrong, I love real estate and network marketing, and I own a couple businesses, but I'm ready to show some hungry people how to win here and win now. It's not easy, nothing of value is, but if you're ready for something new, we should talk, because there's a home for you also. I'm already starting to build. April 19th, 4 months in. It's happening. The Larsen team is growing our life insurance business virtually. Soon we'll be opening a physical office in town as a hub to grow locally. I'm in that office now. We now have 6 licensed agents. What? And several more in the process of getting licensed. If you're looking for what's next, come see why this is the smartest thing in sales. Work from home, sell something with tangible value, access unrivaled training support, get qualified leads, high commission as soon as you start, sell products from 24. After 8 years in sales, I found the thing that pays well now, as well as offering passive income off ramps so you're not grinding in 10 years if you don't want to be. The Larsen team, not Larsen Life Group, not an agency, is the place where stuck people find passion and move forward. Can't wait to watch you win. I was 4 months in. Do you see the ownership I'm taking of this? I'm not waiting to see what happens, I'm not dipping my toe in the water. I'm making this happen. Same in April. To you, this looks like a simple landing page. To me, it's so much more. This page means a family is protected. This page means that a spouse and kids get to mourn without the stress of also having to figure out how to afford the loss. We never want to put a price tag on our loved ones, but we also can't always afford the bills left behind when they go. This was done in minutes over the phone with no medical exam. If you've been putting it off, if you've been putting off life insurance because it's overwhelming or confusing, I'm here to help you check it off your list so you can go on doing awesome stuff. This was the SBLI. Congratulations, your client was approved. Back of my business card. There's a difference between working for insurance companies and working for your clients. And the quote on the back of my business card said, I work with the best insurance companies so I can get you the best policy, the best price, but I don't work for the insurance companies. I work for you. I marketed that. I'm proud of being a broker. This was May. The Larsen Life Group wrapped up May with 12 agents and 79 guys in the entire 9 families. What did we do last month? 500, almost 600 families. Our best month ever, we did protected 820 families in a month. So it's 12 agents and 79. To think we started January with nothing but a dream of helping people in an industry that's so necessary blows my mind. I'm so grateful for so many people. The agents that saw a vision to build something for themselves, our clients who saw the need to protect their families if anything were to happen. We are growing exponentially by making life insurance simple. If you need an exciting career change, we're hiring. If you need to update your life insurance coverage, that's our passion. Just happy. This is June, 6 months in. I truly believe that happiness is less a feeling and more about the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you're making progress toward a worthy goal. I've been a professional nomad until now. I didn't know it got as good as this. If you're in need of a professional change, I'm looking to partner with people who want to win. I'm going to the top of the life insurance game and bringing some really great people along for the ride. I'm 6 months in. I am publicly claiming that I'm winning here. July, same year, 7 months in. Do you have that moment when it finally feels real? Back in January, I announced myself as a life insurance agent in Virginia. I've since personally protected almost 100 families in 7 months. I've grown an agency. I'm licensed in 40 plus states and protected over 300 families, and yet most of what we protect people with are immediate issue policies in a 15-minute conversation. But I had one couple come back to me in the beginning of June, and they had tried everything on their own and just kept getting declined. I went through our usual channels because he was young and relatively healthy, only to find he wasn't getting accepted there either. I spent the last almost 2 months pushing papers, scheduling medical exams, following up with doctors in another form and another form and another form. She, the wife, started to feel hopeless, like we were just going to jump through these hoops and come out declined on the other end, except today we got approved. A $1 million policy on a husband and dad protecting his family. We worked together for this and it paid off and his family is protected. And after 7 months, this life insurance thing feels really real. I'm an agent and I can absolutely help. It took me 7 months to feel that. I could think it before. It took me that long to feel it. Bucket list trip. This is the next year. All expense trip paid for me and Sonia to Banff. This was with SBLI. We hiked, we biked, we ate, we drank, we met new people, connected with some great friends. Life insurance is the best kept secret in sales. If you don't feel rewarded for what you're doing, let's chat. I earned this trip by selling policies to clients. It had nothing to do with having a team. This is the first place I've ever been professionally where your results reflect only your work ethic. And if you've got that, you're going to win here. I earned a trip my first year just by writing policies. Talking to your warm market does 3 things. First thing, it establishes accountability. You're not going to quit if they're watching. When you put yourself out there and say, I'm doing this, you're not going to turn around and quit 3 months later. Some of y'all are afraid to announce what you're doing because you already worry you're going to quit. And you don't want to tell people you're doing this because you know you want 1 foot out the door. You want an exit strategy. You've got 1 foot out the exit door in the back. So don't tell anyone you're doing it because you already know you're probably going to quit. Oh, am I being too real on a Wednesday? It establishes accountability. Second thing it does, it builds confidence. You're going to help families who already like you, and they're going to extend grace knowing you're new. So when you screw up an application, when you're like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm new, I'm going to get it, they trust you. They allow you to build that confidence so that when you go to leads, you're like, I'm not just acting like a life insurance agent, I am one. I've actually helped dozens of people. Third thing it does, it funds the leads curve. There's a learning curve on leads, guys. I knew I was going to be bad at it. And I couldn't afford to be bad at it as long as I was going to be bad. I hunted warm network and free sources of business to make money to fund the fact that I was going to be bad at leads. I knew that. I wasn't naive to that. Don't be naive to that. I'm telling you right now, don't be naive to that. You're going to be bad at it. And when you're like, I'm bad at this, cool. What are you going to do about it? How long are you going to be bad at it? I had a fundamental belief that if my friends and family were in the market, they'd want to buy from someone they knew, liked, and trusted. I had a fundamental belief. It was just on me to introduce myself. There's one single success metric in this company. 10 sits per week. That is it. 10 sits per week. That is the one and only success metric. I forget dials. Throw them out the window. Forget leads. Throw it out the window. Forget every other metric. If you sit with 10 families a week, you're gonna win. That should be the only thing you think about. Protecting families. You protect families, not by buying leads. That doesn't protect families. Dialing the phone doesn't protect families. Sitting with families, establishing a problem, showing them a solution that protects families. 10 sits per week. Are you willing to figure out what it's going to take for you to sit with 10 families this week? Are you going to figure out what that's going to take? That's the success metric. Maybe for you, it's going to be 1,000 dials and 20 appointments set. I don't know. Everyone's price is going to be different. Maybe it's 300 dials and 15 appointments set. Maybe it's just 100 warm market messages. Maybe it's 3,000 dials and a migraine. I don't know what your price is going to be, but are you willing to figure out what the price is going to be for you to sit with 10 families this week? See, I'm not a great producer. I was good enough. You want to know what I'm really good at, though? I am really freaking good at doing whatever it takes. I'm not a great producer. To this day, I'm not great with leads. I will admit it, but I will tell you what I am good at. I am damn good at doing whatever it takes to move my family forward. Whatever it takes. And you can't do what it takes if you don't know what it takes. This is your business. These are your goals. Is it worth it to figure out how to sit with 10 families a week? If I promised you that 1 year from now, you would be making $200,000 plus per year if you figured out how to sit with 10 families every week, would you do it? Would you do it? Where's everybody that put threes? I'm here with big goals. I want big things. Cool. If you sit with 10 families every week, you will be making $200,000 plus a year from now. It's not a trick question, Shannon. It's not. Most people aren't ever going to figure out what it takes to sit with 10 families, or they're going to be inconsistent with it. They're going to do it here, they're going to do it there, they're not going to do it here, they're not going to do it there. If you do 10 sits a week, you'll be making over 200 grand on your terms. On your terms. You just have to figure out what that price is. You just have to figure out what that price is going to be. You have to figure out what you're going to have to sacrifice for that. Why not you? Why not you? Is it just for other people? Is the big money just for other people? Are the trips just for other people? Are hitting goals just for other people? If you can figure out how to sit with 10 families every single week, you can write your paycheck and make more money than you've ever made in your life. That's sitting there for you. I walked you through my whole first year. I walked you through my fear. I walked you through my insecurity. I walked you through my whatever it takes attitude. I walked you through how I learned to think like an insurance agent. I walked you through it. Why not you? It's not just here for me. I love you guys. If we haven't talked this week, you haven't tried? My favorite agents are the ones that blow up my phone the most. You know this. I'm here for every one of you. I'm not the guy that's going to reach out to you, ask how you're doing, check in on you, write you a Hallmark card. I don't know when your birthday is. I tell my best friend we have an agreement. My best friend in the world, we have an agreement. We don't know each other's birthdays, and we're never going to put pressure on to know when they are. I'm not even sure I know what month it is. My wife knows. She's good at that stuff. I don't know when his birthday is. We have that agreement. But that doesn't mean I'm not here for you. Put your hand up. Ask for help. Come to me with a problem. I will solve that problem with you. All right. Good night, all.